Try to reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for sunset, digging
It's another tube.
caravan. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go. Burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way. Fell between the four. Time to let go. So come on, man.
Private beach.
Private beach. How's that, Master Oakley?
Don't look before you leave.
I think that slide over there definitely didn't go to plan.
So long, farewell, bye-bye. Set a toast for those lost old lives. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, easy kid. Don't leave it all behind. It's time for me
Nice,
to
nice and
go.
colourful.
Burn all bridges. All I know, got lost along the way. Fell between the four, pulling stitches. Time to let go. So come on, man.
Alright, going across the Bonnet River, you little man.
Oh, she's brisk. Ooh. Good boy. Awesome.
What a cool adventure.
Look at this. Don't worry, it's seaworthy. Don't worry. Hey, hey, beautiful boy. Yeah, this is fun.
Doing great, Tim.
Sounds like a little bassinet.
The little Moses basket.
We made it across up.
Nice job, Oaks.
Oh, first cruise.
Good boy. He loved it, yeah.
Wow, we have beached ourselves.
Hey guys, welcome back to the outfit.
This is day 10 on the Gibb River Road and we are at the stunning Manning Gorge. That was such a cool start of the
That
day.
was super fun. A bit chilly, but that was super fun. Look how beautiful this place is. Awesome boab just there.
Finally some boabs. We haven't seen many so far, so it's so cool to finally see them.
Putting the Seabuck wet bag to good use. So all of our stuff's in there. We got some snacks, we got stuff for Oakley, changes, things like that. I think we got, is it a 2.5k hike, Ange?
Yeah.
So a pretty short hike to Manning Gorge. Get some swims in. We've got the umbrella for some shade for the wee man. And it's going to be fun. And then we're going to leave here and we're going to start exploring more of the Gibb. And it's going to be epic.
Final leg of the journey.
Take a seat, relax, grab a coffee or something like that and enjoy the episode. I just can't get enough of these boabs. There's something about being a Kiwi that these trees just seem so exotic to me. Like they couldn't be further from what you would find in New Zealand. So other name for them of course is baobab, and most of the species of baobab are found in Madagascar, but you do get 1 or 2 species from here and on mainland Africa, but you don't get them anywhere else in the world. and they are the neatest tree, especially when they're in flower and they have leaves and they're massive. They are so cool. We're hoping to see some more bigger ones to show you.
Here we are.
Shady spot.
It's like a little beach.
Yeah, this is sick. Oh, that's mad.
Oh, this is stunning. One, two, three.
Nice.
Waterfall.
We made it.
A little private beach.
Private beach. Get a load of the water clarity too. Wow. Looks like there's even a slip and slide. That's my first protocol. Let's see if I can break my tailbone. How's that, Master Oakley? Yay! You got a little dent.
I think that slide over there definitely didn't go to plan. So nice to be able to go ourselves a little dip, go under the waterfall. Chris is looking after Oakley. The amazing thing about Manning Gorge, it's just such a huge area that even though it might get very busy, you can still have like a little like private spot. There's heaps of room, lots of families coming here. It's so cool, really nice vibe, beautiful waterfall. It's probably the nicest waterfall on the Gibb. So if you do the Gibb River Road, make sure you do Manning Gorge because this is spectacular.
Hey, alright, so we've met some awesome friends on the road, so we didn't vlog any of that, we just chilled out with a few people. Now we have driven only about 14k to a place called Galvin's Gorge. I do want to take a clip of the Windjana Sky People paintings because they are spooky and really, really cool. And then I can overlay some of the other rock art that we saw up at the top, namely the Guyon artworks, or the also called the Bradshaw paintings, which are super interesting. I love it. There's a bit of an actual proper research theory that they're actually an African artwork, and they are all up the top end of the Kimberley but nowhere else in Australia. And I don't know too much about these Windjana Sky People paintings, so we'll check that out, check out the waterhole, and then we may carry on to Adcock Gorge today and maybe camp there. We'll see how we go.
That was a nice patch of irrigation and we're still on it.
It's surprising us, it's just so much worse than when we did it a few years ago. It's actually a fair bit worse in parts than the PDR up in Cape York. The sections actually last for longer, they're really bad ones.
Somehow picked up a branch on the side of the camper.
No.
That's the bumpiest 5k we've had today.
Oh, good.
Almost done. We made it. Camp with our friends. With our little spots. What a spot. What a slow drive. Lots of go-ups. Amazing. How did he get on there? Like, how is he even like stuck on
That's
the
how we
roof?
collect firewood. On the trail. Oh, keep beating.
I'm so confused.
Will he stay asleep in the car when it's off?
Not for long.
No, I think he's waking
she
up.
Can't stand it.
Oh no. Goodbye.
It's so sharp.
Oh, but the pools are so cool though.
Yeah.
We went
I
on
do
low
really- I
tide, so
really
it was a
like
bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's when you're meant to go for those rock
Live a little, flip the page, give it some more, getting out of my way. I was hiding, bulletproof, forever waiting. Then came you. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I thought.
Good morning.
Morning.
We had a very nice night last night with our new friends Tim, Alex and their little girl Ellie.
Beautiful fire.
Yeah, had a nice fire dinner. We, Ange and I had skewers and some corn, and that was delicious. Camped under some boab trees at Adcock Gorge. So now we're going into the gorge to check it out this morning. But Tim and I last night at about 10:30 went spotlighting to see what we could see, and we saw some like cherubin, those like little freshwater crayfish type things, heaps of cane toads, some real nice native frogs, and then finally this awesome snake. Such a cool snake. Now I don't know what it is because we've got no internet, so I don't want to say what it is. Probably some sort of python, but I'll chuck it on the screen because I'll get internet before this video goes up. But that was a real highlight. And yeah, now we're going to check out the gorge with this little guy.
We've got
They're
a
coming
little
with us.
river crossing.
We do.
I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. Been a long time, baby. Had a long time long. Stick with me, baby. Don't let me go.
It's a tight squeeze. I don't know how Chris managed to fit here with Oakley. Wow. Check this out. Ta-da!
This was definitely one of my favourite gorges last time, and I can remember why.
It was like an Indiana Jones kind of vibe.
It's got that proper Indiana Jones vibe. The only thing I'm missing is my farmer hat. I'm forgetting to put it on.
That's another tube. Far out.
You know what that means? I've got to go into my spare. Good morning. Not the most beautiful campsite. Really nice day though. Just a bit of a recap because I didn't film it at all last night because I was just absolutely knackered. But it was this tyre here. Well, it wasn't this tyre, but it was this wheel here. Exact same thing that had happened on the other one. One of the old tubes gave out. There was a big tear in it about that big. So what I think was happening is I was going a decent pace, probably 60, 65k an hour for quite a long time on the corrugated roads, which are super, super hard ground. So what had happened is it was just building up heaps of heat. And I think these were about 35 PSI. And I think for those old tubes, it was just too much heat with too low a pressure and it gave way. So I would say it's a half of, well, not user error, but I should probably just not go that speed at that tire pressure. And half of it is just old tube. So what was good is the spare wheel, I'll show you, I had one of the new tubes in. Annoying thing was though, I had dropped the tire pressure so much that I'd lost the bead in the spare wheel. And that was so that I could fit it under here under the tray because it's so tight. But that meant water had actually got into the tyre and it was filled with like 10 litres of water. So when we pulled it off, not only was it epically heavy, but I had to get all the water out and dry it, and it was a bit muddy and just disgusting because it was on like sandier ground than this. And obviously with a tube, you can't get any grit in the tyre, it will tear the tube to pieces really quickly. So bad news is, got no more spare tube. So I've had to put the spare tyre on the cradle without a tube in it. So the other bloody annoying thing, and it took a couple of hours, is it wouldn't go back on the cradle properly. So the two big bolts that go down into the cradle were just kind of cross-threading no matter what we did. So that was really painful. So they haven't fully seated, so I'm just going to take a few safety measures this morning. I've got the winch, the little, it's almost like a trailer winch. I've got that all locking the tyre into place. It has got a few threads in, so it should be okay. And then I'll probably get a ratchet strap in and just make sure that it doesn't bounce around too much on these roads. And then this morning I'm going to go around all 4 tyres, fill them back up to my normal road pressures, because in 40 kilometers it's asphalt again. So I may as well just fill them up completely now. I cannot risk losing another tube. So Tim, who we had camped with the night before, so he happened to be driving past because they had been at some gorges. And that was really good because not only did he help me out, but it also just made the whole process way better. Because we had stopped in the main road, it was just like car after car after car passing. One thing that really wound me up yesterday when we were doing the tyres is the amount of people screaming past like 85k an hour, completely dusting myself and Ange and Oakley out, especially if like Ange is in a chair breastfeeding Oakley on the side of the road, and people just flying past in the middle of nowhere and just showering us with like dust and pebbles. If you pass someone in the middle of nowhere, like especially somewhere remote, like on a remote touring destination like this, at least slow down. Now I get that you might not be able to help me with a truck tire once you see it, but at least just ask if you've got water, you know, like it's sort of just the decent thing to do. Find out when you pass someone who's broken down, are they all right? You know, do they need any medical attention, or do they need water, or do you need to help them with something else, or, you know, can you help them with something else? Quite a few people did stop and ask if we were okay, and the thing to do is just give them a thumbs up before they slow down all the way so that they can carry on. But the amount of people that, it was almost like they were speeding up, which was ridiculous, especially certain owners of particular vehicle makes doing it the most. I bet you can guess in the comments who those people would be. So anyway, we were going to go to Tunnel Creek. So Tunnel Creek is what we did last time in the Jeep. So that was 3 years ago, roughly. Ange and I went in at night time with head torches, and there were bats and freshwater crocodiles in the water, and it was super spooky and cool. But that's a decent detour off the main Gibb River Road. So We've decided we're not going to do that, mainly because we've got no spare tyre and that road can be apparently pretty brutal. So instead we're going to carry on the main Gibb heading towards Derby, and there is one spot that we got a hot tip from a good mate from a really nice spot to camp tonight. So we'll get out of here and we will continue the adventures. Have a go at this. Right at the end of the Gibb. It's like the best spot yet. Wow. And we were able to so far keep the tyres at road pressure, so I didn't have to go through that whole process again because it wasn't much of a track in here. But it's beautiful. And the water's really refreshing, so definitely swim on the cards. Some food, some snacks. This is the perfect end to the Gibb because we're not far from Derby now. Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Alright, so the fire is prepped for tonight. Chop this wood here. These two are already here on the bank, so it's perfect. I'm gonna go for a little wander. But yeah, we're stoked with the Gibb. It went really, really well. So despite the tubes dying, which I think was mostly fluke, Bowser was legendary. It was such a good vehicle to have for the Gibb because we had so much comfort, but it was also just wicked off-road. So mechanically it was super sound. I would check it every couple of days. I'll kind of look underneath for oil leaks and things like that, but nothing, didn't miss a beat. Fuel economy was really good. I'll get Ange to calculate it later, but we had a little rough estimate and it did really well on the fuel economy. And the camper inside, other than taping all the doors shut with a little bit of black tape just to make sure they didn't fly open, it was perfect. Nothing broke, nothing really moved. So we've got that down pat. We're really happy with that. So let us know if you've done the Gibb River Road before in the past, and if you have, what was your favorite spot on the whole Gibb? A lot of people say like Windjana Gorge, which has all the crocs. Unfortunately that was still shut because of the unseasonal rains, so we couldn't go to Windjana Gorge this time. For me, it would have been up at the top of Kalumbaroo at McGowan's. At first I wasn't super keen, but then after a couple of days there I was like, this place is sick. So yeah, that would definitely be a highlight for me on the Gibb. And I think the reason for that was not only that it was super beautiful and remote, but just that human connection that we had there as well. Like we made some really good friends there, like pow 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 pow, it just clicked, which was really nice. And that doesn't happen to us that often.
All right, historically Had a good nap this afternoon. Now the heat is definitely less, the sun is going down, so it's perfect timing to go for a little walk and for a little swim. Chris found a little swimming hole for us. Maybe we don't know yet if we'll dunk or clean the water. Might be a bit cold for him. Oh, such a cool spot. That's so nice to finish the Gibb on such a good camping spot.
You go on, Goofy.
Is it okay?
Cold feet. Cold feet. Colder.
Ooh.
Yeah! Family time in the river. This is so nice. Yeah, Oaks. Oh, get that fly off ya. Oaks still not a huge fan of really cold water, so he just dip his feet and gauge his reaction. His reaction then was not interested. Ange, what is your favourite spot on the Gibb so far?
Tricky one, but I think something that we didn't see last time because we didn't camp on the Gibb River 3 years ago. So I think for me that was one of the highlights. That was a beautiful spot. We stayed there for 2 nights at like a nice fire. So that was on the first episode if you haven't seen it. I think that was my favorite one.
Nice.
How about you, Mr. Oakley? What was your favourite spot?
You like all of the Gibb adventures?
And my guess was meeting little Ali and
Yeah.
his first little baby girlfriend.
Baby friends.
Baby girlfriend.
Pretty
Yay.
cool that 5 months old is done Fraser and the Gibb completed of the bucket list.
Good boy.
Where to next, Oakley?
Where to in your little adventure costume?
Run Broom. We've got some pretty cool adventures coming
Broom?
over there.
Yeah, let's do Broom.
That looks nice. Nice and colourful.
Skewers again, because they're so good. So skewers, 2 sweet potato on the fire and corn. So nothing new here for us, nothing inventive, but man,
Basic but delicious. Show us your giggles.
You're not Zed. You're not Zed. You're not Zed. Oh, you gave yourself the hiccups. Have they gone? Oh,
How
boy.
adorable is this little giggle noise. So cute.
I love making him giggle, but
I mean,
9 times out of 10 he'll get the hiccups straight afterwards, the poor little guy, and then I feel bad. You know, you got
What a-
hiccups from giggling too much.
what an epic spot for last dinner on the Gibb.
So good.
Such good temperature. Having some little butcher snack. And the surprise, some Bundaberg that was hidden
Hidden
on
under
the Oakley's bed that
2 bottles.
we had forgotten about, so that goes very well tonight.
So who would have thought on the Gibb that you could get places like this where you could basically park in a river and you could get oysters fresh off the rocks up at the tip? I mean, that's epic.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know that.
definitely all those nice surprises made the whole 2 weeks of the adventure,
Oh, so
14
good.
days, an epic adventure.
of the camera.
Yeah, Bowser. And this concludes our Gibb expedition series.
Yeah, successful
What an
mission.
adventure.
Bowser's been an absolute weapon. He's seen us through.
The Bowser has been
Thank you, the
amazing.
machine spirits.
Yeah, the camper as well, we've got no damage at all, which is amazing. We've definitely built that bulletproof.
It's been good. Oakley's been an absolute little weapon.
Legend.
So yeah, wicked time on the
Successful
Gibb.
expedition.
So really hope you enjoyed this series, guys. Last night was so cool. We were doing some filming while we had that fire, and then we heard this like really decent sounding diesel engine in the distance. Like, oh, we're gonna get joined by something here, or like a convoy. And no way, it's randomly the Mad Rig who we'd caught up with like a week or so before.
Legend.
At couples, that's Mitch, Amy and Riley.
Yeah, nice family.
Awesome 100 series diesel swap Land Cruiser and an amazing new X1 Patriot camper, the Series 2, and such a cool setup and an awesome family, so that was really cool to have a camp on with them.
Yeah, finish up the Gibb in a good note, that's for
We had a
sure.
little bit of a run-in with about a 2 metre long freshwater crocodile last night. That was
Spot
cool.
lighting.
Doing some spot lighting, tried to get some terrapins with tongans and terrapins, couldn't grab them.
Really nice one.
Good fun. So we will see you in Peru.
Yeah, we'll see you explore a little bit more of the Kimberley, and we'll slowly make our way down the coastline of the VUA.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. We've put so much effort into these videos. I do hope you appreciate them. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already, because it helps get our channel out to more people like yourself.